and welcome to Vlogmas Day 8. In today's video, I want to talk to you guys about some of my top productivity tips for working from home. So these tips would apply whether you work for yourself or if you work for a company and you just do it remotely. These tips would apply no matter what, and they really help me stay on task and get as much done as possible throughout the day, working from home with distractions and other things. So I hope that you'll find this helpful, and I hope you'll also enjoy the video. So my first tip is to start your day off with like a breakfast, a coffee, a tea, like whatever you drink. Try to do healthy breakfast if you can. I know I didn't have a healthy breakfast on this day, but I do love to do like smashed avocado on toast with eggs if I can, or even just like yogurt and granola is good too. But yeah, whatever you do, just start your day off with some good food. I always find that this wakes me up, and even if you don't do this like first thing when you get up, it's just a good thing to make sure that you are taking time to eat some breakfast. Now, the next thing I like to do is I like to do something that's going to get my mind kind of going. Personally, I wake up very slowly. I'm not somebody who can just like hop out of bed and get started right away. So I like to do something like exercise, I'll read. In this case, I was doing my advent calendar puzzles, which is so nice as well. So just do something that will help you get your mind going. Tip number 3 is to take time and plan out your day. I find this really helpful, and a bonus tip is actually to time block if you can. I'm somebody who really struggles at home because I always feel conflicted of whether I should be working, doing housework, cooking, cleaning, all kinds of things like that. And so I find planning my day really helps me, because then I can figure out exactly what I want to get done, and then I can time block it. So then I can say, okay, from 11 to 1 p.m. I'm going to do this. And then from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. I'm going to do this. And it just really helps me like compartmentalize. The fourth tip, and this may not apply to you, but it definitely works well for me, is to get housework out of the way. I find when I'm working from home, I feel so guilty if there's housework that needs to get done. I don't know why. It's just the way my brain seems to work. And so something I have found that helps me is to just get the housework done and out of the way. So on this particular day that I'm vlogging, the snow outside needed to be shoveled, so I got that done before I started working. I also wanted to clean up the kitchen and do the dishes, so I got all that stuff done as well. And I also cleaned the cat litter boxes, because if I have that stuff on my to-do list, I find it really hard to focus while I'm working. So this tip has been life-changing, and that's why I wanted to include it here. Tip number 5 is to prepare your lunch in advance. So this is something I didn't do for the longest time. I always felt like, well, I'm home, so I can just cook in the moment. But the problem with doing that is I found that when I started cooking at home, my brain almost switched off from work mode, and I went back to like home mode. So then I'd cook lunch, and then I'd still have to do dishes, and I'd want the kitchen to be clean, and I'd sit there and I'd lose my flow. I found that by preparing my lunch in advance and then just taking a break from work, eating it really quickly, and getting back to work, it really helped me stay in my productive working mindset instead of slipping out of it. Tip number 6 is fill a water bottle and sip on it throughout the day. So while drinking water is important, for me this tip is actually more about quitting my want to snack. For some reason, when I'm working from home and I have a pantry full of food, all I want to do is snack. This was never an issue when I worked in the office. It was only an issue when I started working from home. And so what I do now is I have a water bottle and I sip on it all day long. And this really helps me to get rid of this desire to snack all day long. Tip number 7 is to set up a dedicated workspace or work office for yourself. This will give you a space away from the rest of your home where you can be focused and productive. I like to set up in the living room occasionally if I want to break from my office, but I do also have a home office that I use. Just be creative and try and find some space for yourself in your home where you can do some dedicated work. Tip number 8, plan time to work outside of the house. Just because you work from home doesn't always mean you have to be working at home. So I personally love to go to the library. I like going to the coffee shop. I also go to see my sister. She is currently a university student, so I will go to her. I will drive to her university, and her and I will work in the library at her school together. So just try and find different places to work. It helps you switch up your environment, get into a new space, and I find when I'm outside of the house, sometimes it gives me like a renewed creative energy, and I'm able to get so much more accomplished than I can at home. Tip number 9 is unwind with self-care activities at the end of the day. So one of the biggest challenges I have had in transitioning from working to the office to working at home is being able to shut down my work. Because I work from home, I have no separation between the two. And so sometimes I find that if I just simply shut down my laptop and I move on to something else, I feel really guilty, like I should keep working, which is ridiculous because earlier in the day I feel guilty for working and not doing housework. But anyways, that's just the way my brain works. One thing I have found that does help me kind of shut my brain off from working and tell myself that it's okay to start relaxing is to do a self-care activity. So I will try and have a shower, I will do a face mask, I will paint my nails, I'll put on a movie. Like, this is not a time for me to be productive. I am being productive in the sense that I'm telling my brain it's okay to stop working. It's okay to shut down. And this is just something I need to do for myself mentally, but it has helped me so much. And then tip number 10 is to do an activity you enjoy at the end of the day. Again, because we work from home, sometimes it's hard to separate those things. And sometimes I find that if I just am so consumed by work, I start to enjoy my space less. And this is my home. I want to enjoy my space. So I always make a concerted effort to do an activity I actually enjoy before the end of the day. So this includes journaling, this includes puzzling, sometimes I'll read a book, sometimes I'll call and talk to a friend or a family member, but just do something that you enjoy to help you shut down from work for the day. And trust me, like, doing these things, even if you're not actively working, it's helping to set you up for success for the next day. It's helping you to avoid burnout, and it's helping you to keep enjoying working from home and keep enjoying your space. I hope that these tips have been helpful for you. If you like the video, be sure to hit the like button below. And if you haven't yet, hit the subscribe button to be notified every time I upload a new video. I'm currently uploading every day during Vlogmas, and I'm sharing all kinds of planning tips and tricks with you guys, as well as work from home and general day in the life stuff. I will catch you guys in my next video. Bye for now.